Hey everybody, just here to talk to you a little bit about our recent trip to Secrets Playa Blanca, Costa Mujeres. And I have some great information about this resort for y'all. If you want to stick around to the end of the video, I have a pro tip about this resort. So stick around for that. I'm just going to start out by talking a little bit about the resort itself. It opened in February of 2024. It is located in the Costa Mujeres area, about 40 minutes north of the Cancun airport. They have a total of 507 suites, including tropical view, oceanfront, and swim out suites. They also have a preferred club here, which offers an elevated level of service and actually has a designated pool, bar, lounge, and breakfast restaurant, which are specifically for preferred club only. But kind of back to the resort just as a whole, they have 6 a la carte restaurants, 1 buffet, a grill, and a 24-hour cafe for all of your coffee needs. They also have a 24-hour room service for all guests, so you don't have to be in the preferred club in order to get that room service. They have 8 bars, including 2 swim-up bars. They have a spa, a fitness center, non-motorized water sports, a theater with nightly shows, day and nighttime activities, including various classes in water sports. We were actually there in July of 2024, so the resort had only been open for about 6 months when we were there. So some of these things were not open. Actually, the fitness center had just opened the day that we arrived, but the theater and the nightclub and some of that was not open yet when we were there. If you have been to other Secrets resorts, I would kind of describe this resort. It's similar to Secrets Akumal, maybe with a little combination of Moshe in there. As far as the overall look and feel of the resort, there's a lot of winding paths through the resort with restaurants spread out among the landscape. It's pretty flat and walkable. However, it can be a little bit confusing to get around. They have some signs up, but the signs don't really help a lot. So with all the winding paths and landscape, it can be a little confusing to get around, but it is nice and easy and walkable if you have any mobility issues at all. Another thing to note about the resort is there are many open air spaces, more than I would say I've seen at other Secrets resorts. So that could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on what you prefer. Next, here's just a few shots of our room. We actually have a full room tour video on our YouTube channel. So if you'd like to see more about our room, please head there. Moving on to the pools, starting with the main pool pictured here on the map. This was an oceanfront infinity pool. It was a very wide pool, so you had a lot of space facing the beach. There was a nice ledge along the edge where you could prop up and look out to the water, but also wide enough to sit your drink down. We've stayed at resorts before where you have an infinity edge pool and it's so thin that you're kind of just holding your drink the entire time you're in the pool, which can get awkward. So it's always nice to have a little spot to sit your drink down. As you can see, panning around back here toward the resort, there's plenty of chairs and umbrellas. They do have a pool concierge who will get you squared away with the towels and get you set up with your umbrella and everything when you come out and are looking for a chair. They will spot you and help you out there. Overall, we felt like this pool was a very nice pool. The only complaint I would have is they didn't get music going until about 4 p.m. when we were there. So I would have liked to have seen that start just a little bit sooner. Moving on to the preferred club pool, pictured right here. This also was an oceanfront infinity pool, which was very nice. This pool was a little bit longer toward the back of the resort, so it was kind of long and skinny, ending in the oceanfront infinity area. So that oceanfront area was not quite as wide as it was on the main pool. This pool had really no music at all. If anything, they might have had some elevator music going during the day. You saw a lot of people just kind of lounging on chairs, reading books. There were some people in the pool having conversations, but nobody was getting crazy over here at all, which is fine. We're not huge party people, but we would have liked to have seen a little bit more activity than what was going on here. It just got a little bit boring for us here at the Preferred Club pool. We did hang out here a few days because it was very nice. You had great views. The service was a little bit better over here. They had waiters that would come around a little bit more often and bring you things. They don't have a swim up bar at this pool, which they do at the main pool, but the servers kind of made up for it. And then you have the Preferred Club top shelf alcohol over here because the servers are going and getting your drinks from the Preferred Club bar. So you can get better drinks and food over here, just kind of boring. Okay, next up is going to be the activity pool shown here. Obviously, this is more for your games and activities. I'm going to be showing and pointing out building 2 and then building 4. Building 4 was the building that we stayed in on this trip. Buildings 2 and 4 are both Preferred Club buildings. So you have those buildings that are closer to the ocean on both sides of the resort being the Preferred Club. So there's a couple more buildings over by the Preferred Club pool that are also Preferred Club buildings. But as far as the look and feel of the buildings, they're pretty much all the same. Next up is going to be the jungle pool shown here on the resort map. As you can see from how the video starts of this pool, it is very jungly, hence the name in the jungle pool. It's very, very quiet, and as you can see from the map, it's at the back of the resort, more toward the entrance of the resort in the lobby. So people don't hang out back here a whole lot. We never hung out back here for any length of time. We walked through here a few times. I came up here to get some video, but anytime we were coming through here, we never really saw a whole lot of people. So if you want to just have some quiet and some privacy, this would probably be the spot for you. It is really pretty back here. There's, as you can see, a little bridge that kind of takes you across. There's little chairs and cabanas kind of sprinkled in throughout the landscaping. There was a little swim up bar here. I don't know if it was open yet at the time because, like I said at the beginning of the video, the resort had only been open for a few months when we were here. So again, that swim up bar didn't necessarily look open, but hopefully at some point it will be. And this was just a very, very quiet place to hang out if that's your thing. Moving on to the food. Overall, I would say we were really happy with the food here at Secrets Playa Blanca. It was definitely on par with the other Secrets resorts that we've been to, with the exception of the impressions level, which we have a couple of videos coming out pretty soon about the 2 different impressions by Secrets. We've been to both of them. We're gonna have some videos coming out about those. That food is on another level. This food though is very good. It's very, very good for an all-inclusive resort, especially. No complaints really about anything. There are 6 a la carte restaurants here, a grill, and a buffet. There's also a cafe that's 24 hours a day. The only thing I would say is I wish they had a couple of new concepts like they do at Secrets Moche. But overall, really no complaints about the food here at all. It was quite good. Next up, let's talk about the beach. Secrets Playa Blanca is kind of known for its beach. This Costa Mujeres area is known to have very nice beaches. This was our first time visiting this area of the Cancun area, and the beach is very wide here. Very nice, clean, white sand. The water was really, really pretty here, and at least at the time that we were here, there wasn't any seaweed or sargassum in the water. There was maybe a little bit of seaweed washed up on the beach, but they kept it cleaned up pretty well the whole time we were there. The only thing that was weird about the beach for me was you can kind of tell in the pictures, there's these little miniature sand dunes that they have built, and then they have shrubs growing out of them, which is fine. I'm sure it has to do with beach erosion and probably something that the resort has to do to keep the sand. But they had a bunch of chairs that were on like the hotel side of the little sand dune. So you would just kind of be between the pool and the sand dune, and then the ocean was on the other side of the sand dune, which I feel like would be a weird place to sit. But we saw people just hanging out there all week. So I guess that is just something that if you're a beach person, maybe you would understand. We are more pool people, so I don't really get that. But there were plenty of chairs on the ocean side of the sand dunes. So if I was going to hang out on the beach and sit in a chair on the beach, I would definitely be sitting in those chairs where you can look out at this beautiful turquoise water, which, as you can see, we just had some nice waves, nothing too big. There was people out in the ocean just kind of enjoying it. There was never any red flags or anything that I saw while we were there. So it really would be a nice place to just hang out in the ocean if you're a beach person. We did go down there more than we normally do at a resort because typically we're more pool people and we just hang out at the pool. But this was so nice down here. We actually came down here 2 or 3 times and actually hung out for quite a bit. Next up, just trying to give you an idea of the lay of the land here at the resort. I'm going to be pointing out the lobby, which is right there, has that thatched roof. So if you turn from there and you come kind of toward the ocean, you have the rendezvous bar here, which is considered the lobby bar. This was a really nice place to get a drink before or after dinner. And they had live music there just about every night we were there, I think. If you pan around, back that way is the ocean, and then the buildings that we were staying in, you'll pass those. Coming back around this way, you have the resort gift shop, as well as some of the a la carte restaurants here. You had the hibachi, the Asian, fusion, Italian, and French restaurants right here, kind of clustered together near the lobby. All right, so as promised, if you have stuck around to this point in the video, I do have a pro tip for you regarding this resort. I am showing you here some of the oceanfront swim out suites. This right here is building 2. Our building, building 4, was directly behind this, and we actually determined that we had a better view of the ocean from our swim out than these do, just mainly because of this vegetation that they have here. So if you are down in your pool, you can imagine if you're in your swim out pool, you're really not seeing the ocean at all. I'm sure you can probably see it from your patio, but we like to lounge in the swim out and stare straight at the ocean if we're gonna pay for that ocean view. So to me, my pro tip is book a preferred club tropical view swim out if you're a swim out person like we are, and you'll have a nice view of the ocean and Isla Mujeres kind of out in the distance without it being blocked. Well, that wraps it up for this little overview of Secrets Playa Blanca, Costa Mujeres. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and got a little something out of it. I know I really like to get on YouTube and check out resort videos before I head somewhere just to get an idea of what it's like, and that's what we're hoping to do for you all, to help you pick the best resort for you. Thanks.